It's looking at how the field is made up right now, right? We're one few. And so there's a whole bunch of kids that even I work with that being the first time in my setting, they like, oh, we really want to come to therapy now, which is more of a hospital clinical setting. They're getting other services. Now we'll come because we see somebody that looks like us.
I'm from North Carolina.
Right.
But if I walk in an orientation, I see black dudes. Okay. I'm at least comfortable now. Like I can see myself in this room.
Right.
So when it comes to therapy, it's like we gotta get more black men talking about positive experiences and negative, but just experiences with therapy and healing.
Yeah.
What are some of the other movies and books that you guys can recognize that you've read or seen growing up that children of color might want to look at?
Antoine Fisher. Antoine Fisher.
Antoine Fisher.
You know that's for me. Just being in the mental health field. You know, when I was going to work with the juveniles at the youth detention center, one thing I watched before I was even about to go and have my first day was Antoine Fisher, because I wanted to see. Because I knew going in what those kids were faced with, based on, statistics and my own research and knowing where, minorities represent are overwhelmingly represented in the youth detention centers. So I watched that movie because I knew Antoine Fisher, he didn't have a father in the home. I think he may have been a foster child. He was molested as a child, and I found out, once I was able to hear, when I got to work and I was hearing the narratives of so many other kids, I'm like, wow, so many of them have been, molested already, and these are 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds, 15-years. And I'm like, man, is this what's happening to the black community? You know what I'm saying? I knew the fathers weren't there. I've heard that narrative, but I didn't necessarily know so many of them were being abused by family. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, wow, recognizing that, seeing Antoine Fisher's film, going in and working in the field, I'm like, okay, now I can kind of approach this the way I can kind of anticipate how these kids might receive me, who's trying to come in and tap into their hope or their purpose, while I'm at work. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them were kind of resistant to it, like, oh man, I ain't with this, brother, But some of them were like, kind of, the more I kind of built that rapport and that relationship, the more open they became. So Antoine Fisher was definitely, a good one. Because I'll never forget the scene where Antoine Fisher's going on that rant. You need a healing, you need a healing. And then Denzel just sitting there cool and collective, like, are you finished? And he walked in that office and he let them know. And that's kind of the same way I approach them kids. Like, hey, are you finished? I didn't come here for nothing. You know what I'm saying? I have something to say. I think there's something you can take from me. I want you to borrow, some of my own skills. So just allow me to help you do that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm still standing. Yeah. I'm still strong.
That's wild because I never seen the movie. So I gotta go watch. I'm not a big movie person.
You just made me realize that's the first time I ever seen therapy. Like a black man giving therapy.
Oh, Denzel was a therapist?
Oh, yeah.
He was for the Marines or Navy.
Navy. Okay.
But it clicked for me. I'm like, I didn't even realize until we just started talking about it. But it showed that movie for me. It was a very powerful movie for me too, because it showed a lot of different things. It showed, like you said, sexual misconduct, sexual abuse, but it also showed the root of behaviors. How you see kids and people acting out. It comes from a place. And we were able to, in that movie, you were able to see like the dysfunction in his life and how it just manifested into his normal day. Then it's recovery.
That needs to be watched in all the psychology programs.
No, that's real. That's real.
That should be.
I think
we got to see heal. I don't want that part to be
but that's what it
overshadowed.
Absolutely.
You got to see him heal. And we don't stress that enough. Like, people can go through things, but rarely do we see them heal and
Yeah.
what healing looks like.
Right.
And for him, that movie showed the entire process.
Yeah.
That's crazy you brought that up.
That's a good movie and a very good example in terms of how we talk about black mental health and mentorship, because Denzel in that movie, you know, he became his mentor and a father figure, like kind of to bring it full circle.
Yeah.
And so even though it is an entertainment aspect,
But
you
that ain't
can't-
supposed to happen in real life, though.
Right.
Let's put that out there so y'all know.
Just to
But
be
he
clear,
did-
your
he did
therapist is not your
community
friend.
services though.
Yeah.
He had to cut him off from services
Yeah,
at the end.
but
Right.
in terms of the work that we do here too, like we have a real passion for it, and when
Yeah.
we're going back to these communities, and I'm working in group homes, and I'm working in the juvenile system, like I have a passion for these young brothers that I'm looking at, because we see that they don't have that structure, they don't have good examples, they don't know have any real direction, and so to be able to provide some of that for them, like it does something for me, but it is really the job that we're here to do, you know.
Most definitely.
So
It's definitely I think a big weight to carry though. You think about talking about that would being the first time you ever seen a black therapist on TV, but then also just looking at how the field is made up right now, right? We're one few, and so there's a whole bunch of kids that even I work with that being the first time in my setting, they like, oh, we really want to come to therapy now, which is more of a hospital clinical setting. They getting other services. Now we'll come because we see somebody that looks like us. That's a man. But can you imagine if I would have never even been placed in that position? They would never been at the point where they're gonna be like, oh, I'm going to therapy now. Like and they just out here walking through the world with all this hurt, all these issues, all this dysfunction. And so I think that speaks to a level of the need in the field too, of just the recruiting more black men, whether it be at the masters or the doctoral level. Like we need more representation for the kids to be able to come and get that healing.
You said it, man. In your introduction, you talked about the village. One of the key things that stuck out to me, you said model.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're modeling something that most of them folks that you're dealing with and kids hadn't been seeing model. You know what I'm saying? So you're like, wow, interesting.
Yeah.
Brother, doctor, you know.
You a doctor?
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
That's
You
why
like,
you
brother.
like-
It's like
Gotta
seeing
call
me.
Yeah.
Like it's bigger than just the model. Like the model is important, but it's like seeing yourself, that
Right.
identity piece.
Right.
Like we can come. You from Philly? From Philly?
Harrisburg.
Harrisburg. Okay,
Family
we
from
wanna
Philly.
get- okay.
Yeah.
So you from this side of town? I'm from North Carolina.
Right.
But if I walk in an orientation, I see black dude. Okay. I'm at least comfortable now. Like I can see myself in this room.
Right.
So when it comes to therapy, it's like we got to get more black men talking about positive experiences and negative, but just experiences with therapy and healing.
Yeah.
And I think, like I said, just to bring it back to full circle, Black Panther does offer, and I'm excited to see what this movie is actually going to rock, because we have great expectations for it. And who knows what lessons that these kids can take from it. I didn't even think about Antoine Fisher and that. You know, growing up, we had Meteor Man, and a lot of times our superheroes back in the day
forgot about
were
that,
caricatures of superheroes, and they didn't really stand as autonomous like agents, and we had to, you know, you have to appreciate the work that they did to provide some of that back then, but like to have it on the main screen, who knows what type of healing and message these children are going to get from that. So continue to be great, continue to give back and provide these visual aesthetics that we need to see in representation of great black men. So that's the Black Panther.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
As discussed on 6 Degrees.
As discussed on 6 degrees.
Degrees.
So thank you guys for taking the time to listen. Today we talked about some, you know, really like the role of mentorship, representation, and visualizing, being there, standing up, being a part of the community, having a community, and reaching out to those that, you know, you may not always have the opportunity to pull each one by one, but doing, you know, little things that could make the difference in people's lives. And we got this from T'Challa. We got this from the Black Panther, right? So thank you for taking the time to listen. Please share, comment if you agree with anything, if we missed anything. Are there other superheroes that you forgot about, or other people on TV shows that were an inspiration to you that could be an inspiration to other children of color? We would love to have your comments, okay? Thank you. And
Thank you.
thank you.
We out.
We love your comments. Good night. We out.